Is running a part of your life? Looking for a place to help keep your feet your friends? Today, we're going to learn how you can do just that. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Tracy Stoll, a realtor with Confident Choices Realty Group, an affiliate of Fathom Realty. And this is another thing that makes Greensboro great. With us is John, the owner of Fleet Feet, and he is going to tell us more about all the different ways that Fleet Feet can make running a more enjoyable experience for you. Thank you for joining us today, John.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about Fleet Feet. That's not easy to say.
That's right. Say that 12 times fast, right? Yeah, absolutely. So Fleet Feet is a running, walking specialty store that has been around since about 2003. We opened under a different name called Off and Running, and we converted to Fleet Feet, which is a franchise with our headquarters based in Carborough, North Carolina,
Okay.
which is great. But we converted around 8 years ago. And we have locations in Greensboro and High Point, and we're really specialized to meet all of your needs as far as walking and running and like endurance athletics go. So, we really try to provide more one-on-one service to really make sure that you get the shoes and the equipment that you need to get out there and walk or jog or run.
That's wonderful. Your store is just around the corner from my house. And so I always see people, like groups of people running away.
Yes.
It always tickles me. So I'm like, well, they're so bad. They're all running away from his store. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
They've all been inside and then they're running from. So what made you decide to open a running shop?
It's a great question. So I'm a physical therapist as well. And when we moved to Greensboro, which I think we'll get to later probably, but when my wife and I moved to Greensboro, there was a friend of ours who just out of the blue at one point asked me if I might be interested in owning a running store or going in with him on a running store. And I thought that would be kind of a fun endeavor to try. And we thought that Greensboro needed a running store. And so kind of honestly, the rest is history. It took a little while for things to really kind of take off, but it's been pretty successful since. So that's been a lot of fun.
Good. So what surprised you most about having a running store?
Oh my goodness. I think what surprised me the most would probably be how amazing our running community is. Because it really is such a closely knit community, and you get to, meet people and then see people, and you see people out running, and then you see people at events, and then, see them around town. So it really becomes kind of this kind of network of true community. And I really love that. I guess it kind of surprised me how strong the community was. I think that's the surprise. Like, I moved here from Texas, and we had a running store that I went to, and we had a nice, kind of small group of folks, but not like the big community that we have in Greensboro. So
Greensboro is like, I say, it's the biggest little town in the South.
It is. It really,
everybody knows everybody.
And
it's wonderful that way. And they're always willing to help, which makes a huge difference.
That's right.
So what is something that maybe people don't know about what you do, besides being a physical therapist?
Yes, exactly. That's one thing. And I think since we've been around for a while, hopefully a lot of folks know that I am a PT, which is helpful. It's a lot of fun for me because I get to use my skills on a daily basis. I would say maybe one of the other things that people may not know, some people probably know this, but we do support quite a few charitable activities around Greensboro and High Point.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that really is part of kind of who we are and why we love doing what we're doing, because and unfortunately, with fewer events with COVID has really put a damper on some of those things, but we've also tried to figure out ways to continue to help some of those organizations that we do on a regular basis, that whether they have, runs or other events that we might be involved in, we really want to make sure that we give back to our community. So I think that's one of the things that maybe not everybody realizes, because we don't just pick one or two. There are quite a few, as you probably well know, there are runs almost every weekend once spring hits in Greensboro.
Yes.
and we try to support as many of those as we can in one way, shape, or form. So
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. So what would you say your customers say is the best thing about your service?
I would hope that they would say that it we're a little different in that we're a pretty specialized store. So our folks should have pretty strong skills as far as specifically meeting their needs, but also just the one-on-one service. We right now we've taken, or through COVID, we've taken appointments, so we've really done one-on-one there.
Mhm.
But we also, we pride ourselves on really giving customers individualized attention. It's not just a store where you come in and you pick something off the wall and you go to the cash register. I mean, you can do that.
Mhm.
But when you're really looking for, especially for footwear, we like to go through an entire process and make sure that we give you the attention you need, and make sure that we get you in something that's going to work well for you.
Yeah. It's funny because, most people, I think when they buy shoes, you pick the ones that you think are the most attractive,
Right.
or
Exactly.
even feel the best on your feet. But there's so much more, especially in running shoes. There's so much more involved in that, to making sure you have shoes that are covering the things you need to be covered, because everybody's feet are different.
That's
My
exactly right.
son runs, and he has overpronation, and trying to find shoes that are, will take care of that. I had no idea what that even was until he decided he was going to start running. So, I know that there's a lot more to it than people would actually realize.
Yeah, and we love to. We're kind of nerds that way in our store. We really like to get into the nitty gritty with that, but you don't have to feel like you have to get in the nitty gritty. We can service people pretty quickly if they don't want to get into all that, but we like to do that if we can.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you said you're from Texas originally.
So I'm actually originally from Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
I moved here from Texas. So I am from Richmond, Kentucky, which is just south of Lexington, Kentucky,
Okay.
kind of in the middle of the state. That's where I grew up, and from there, I went to graduate school in Texas, and then for physical therapy, and then I lived in Texas for a little while, and then my wife did her medical residency here in Greensboro at Cone,
Mhm.
in family medicine. And so I was fortunate enough to get a job in just outside of Durham, and I got transferred from Texas to we lived out in like Stony Creek, Whitsett area,
Mhm.
and so that's how I landed here in Greensboro, and we've loved it. We have 3 kids. We just love raising them in this city, and like we'd mentioned earlier, it's a family oriented town, and we really enjoy it.
It's big enough to have everything you want, but not so big
Yeah,
it's a misery to get around.
that's
I
right.
mean, because I
Exactly.
used to live in Wendell, which is just on the other side of Raleigh, and Raleigh is actually, for a size city, it's not that bad,
Right.
but it is still. I mean, you can get anywhere in Greensboro in 15 minutes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
you can't do that in Raleigh.
yeah.
So, so you came here because your wife had her residency here, and you
We
decided to
did.
stay. Which was a smart move on your part.
Yes. Yeah, it was
So tell
fun.
me what some of your favorite things in the neighborhood is, restaurants and shops that you like to go to.
Yeah, I was thinking about the restaurants that we really enjoy around here. Some of the restaurants, just to name a few, we really like the Char Bar 7. That's pretty much right
Right
across
across the street?
from our Greensboro store. I hope that they're doing okay. I think they're still plugging along. I'm not
Mhm.
sure, but I wish them the best, and all the restaurants, quite frankly.
Yes.
We really like. Yeah, we like Char Bar 7. We like Sticks and Stones down in kind of the Lindley, not Lindley, I guess it's down by like Lindley Filling Station and
Okay.
Fishbones.
Yeah.
But Sticks and Stones, they do really, really nice pizzas. And so really good place to
Mhm.
eat, kind of pretty casual. And then a really casual place that I enjoy personally is just over in the Brassfield shopping centers is Subspot. I really like the Subspot. They have really good sandwiches, and they'll fix it for you right there. And not quite as commercialized as some of the
Yeah.
other
Right.
sandwich places, but really, really good food.
I'll have to check that out. So
Yeah.
thank you for so wonderful. So why do you think it's important for people to shop local?
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful question, and I think it ultimately comes back to what we had mentioned about community and family, so to speak. All of our employees are local. And so you're keeping, you're keeping money in your local economy. And then I think it just, it encourages us to, for us to put time, energy, and resources back into our own community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're supporting us, we're supporting local residents, and then those local residents, it's just that cycle. They want to make their city a better place to live, for themselves and for their families, and I think it's just a great thing to have such a hyper local company that we can really do as much as we possibly can for our community. And so I think, just keeping the economy, keeping those funds local just does a tremendous amount.
And I think Greensboro has pulled together as a community as well as anybody has, and trying to keep everybody afloat through all of this.
I think you're right.
It's been wonderful to see that I'm never opposed to eating out, but I do it a lot more often now than I would have before, just because I feel like it's kind of my civic responsibility. At least that's what I tell my husband. So, so wonderful. So is there anything exciting and new that's coming up that you'd like to tell our viewers about?
That is a great question as well. And I would say we're not doing our training programs. Like you had mentioned, seeing a lot of runners run from our store. We're still not doing that yet. However, we've got plans of doing that probably in the late spring, early summer months. So that information will be coming out soon. We do have a lot of new products. Shoes constantly update, and about this time of year, we see lots of new models of shoes. So if people are looking for an update to their old shoes, there's likely a new model or a new version of that. And then, just some accessories and clothing around the store. But also, we don't necessarily put on a lot of events, but some of those runs are in-person events are starting to kind of trickle back a little bit. So that's exciting. That's exciting for us.
Yes.
It's hopefully exciting for the community. And so just keep your eyes out. I think you're going to see more and more of that. And with that, we'll have a few of our fun events and training programs and things.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So how can customers get in contact with you?
Absolutely. You can call either store, and I don't know if you want me to give you the phone.
You can if you like,
number.
but
yes. So the phone number of Greensboro store is 336-288-7071. The number in the High Point store is 336-858-5580. You can contact either store via email at fleetfeetgreensboro.com or fleetfeethighpoint.com. And we love seeing people in person. Right now, like I'd mentioned, we're taking appointments, but you can also come by anytime. We are trying to maintain like the capacity recommendations that have always been there from the CDC. But come by and see us. We'd love to see you and talk to you and help with any problems we possibly can.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you for being with us again today, John, and telling us another thing that makes Greensboro great. You can check out Fleet Feet at 3731 Lawndale Avenue. And thank you again for watching. I'm Tracy Stull, a realtor with Confident Choices Realty Group, an affiliate of Fathom Realty. Be sure to check out our community website, parkbench.com, Battleground. If you have a business that you would like to be featured on our website or one that you would like to see featured on our website, give me a call, 336-281-9988. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Remember to shop local. So